And you don't have to turn your camera on, okay? I hate being on video. I wish it was an audio-only world. I'd love to go back to those days. I have a face for radio. But you can do it that way. You can throw a question in the chat. If you are one of the ones that's watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, then I see your comments, questions too, and I can bring those right in. And who wants to go first? Who's going to be brave today? Someone's always got to, break the seal and go first. See, Mahabash, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about on a Friday. Good for you. Okay, you can unmute and let's get into it. It's a mic icon, bottom left-hand corner, Mahabash, and then that'll unmute you. I'll let you know when you get it. Not there yet. It's like basically this little microphone icon, and you just click it once, and then you're unmuted. No, not there yet. You'll find it. Don't worry. I'm extremely patient. Yes. All right.
Okay. This is my first time, and I was getting your email.
Yeah.
But you know how it works. You throw it out.
Yeah.
And then look at it, read it, and say, "Oh wow, let me see." So how does it work? If I'm a professional photographer, I have my own business, but now after Corona, just as you know, it's really everything goes down.
Yes.
And I turn my photographs to painting, and I do all kind of a photography, and beside, give the service to the people for whatever they need.
Yep.
So how does it work now? If I want to sell my work on internet or join your organization or your agency?
So you were a service-based photographer, but those gigs kind of dried up during COVID. That's number one. Number two, you want to sell your photography as fine art, right? So how would that work? What would that look like? Couple of different ways, right? So you could sign up with us. You could upload all of your work that you were trying to sell as fine art. You could start selling it as fine art, and we'll teach you how to market. We'll teach you how to build a business. We'll teach you how to do that. But I don't want you to ignore the service-based portion of your business because there's incredible revenue opportunities there. Now, what you normally do, and I'm making a generalization, please do correct me if I'm wrong, you trade dollars for hours, meaning you book a shoot, the shoot costs $500, you spend a number of hours to scout the location, do the shoot, do the retouching after the fact, deliver the gallery, and it gets delivered. And the problem with that portion of the business, the service-based photographer business, is at a point it peaks, meaning you can't keep raising your prices because they won't hire you anymore. And so you need to look for additional and creative ways to increase what we call AOV. Your AOV is your average order value, okay? Now, hold on. I get fired up about this one, so I got to get my little stack of props here. Hold on. One of the things that we will help you do is integrate with a print partner so you have the ability to do what's called POD. POD is print on demand. This little stack that I have in my hands here costs $170. That's how much it costs, okay? In here, I have a fine art paper print, and I have a green screen, so it looks a little circusy. But anyway, a fine art paper print ready to hang. In here, I also have a canvas print ready to hang, gallery wrapped. I can show the back. I can show the back sides. You'll notice these are very small. I have a metal print, okay? Metal is one of the new hot kids on the block. I can zoom into it, show it up close. The detail is amazing. I have an acrylic print, and I have a wood print, okay? Going forward, on every single solitary service-based shoot that you get, and it sounds like you're doing a mixed bag, what you should be doing is saying, hey, Patrick, I just booked you to take photos of my kids, let's just say. Hey, Patrick, just to let you know, in addition to my photography services, I also offer printing. And so we can give you a special because you just booked a shoot with me, and I will knock 20% off of the purchase price. You can get canvas prints, metal prints, acrylic prints. Here are the samples that I have. I will show them. They become great gifts for family, grandma, grandpa, and then you know what you do? You email those people ahead of Christmas, a couple of weeks, and you go, hey, still have your images, just to let you know if you need a Christmas gift, I've got one. And so what you find by doing that, and so few service-based photographers do that, is a lot of people will avail themselves of those offers. Like, you know, one of the disconnects photographers have is like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna do the gig for them, and then I'm just gonna send them all the images. I don't want to go get the stuff printed on my own. I don't want to go find some lab and turn it in and order a Christmas gift for my mother-in-law. Like, just get it done for me, right? And so when you start doing that, what will end up happening to your AOV, again, AOV is your average order value, okay? Your average order value, instead of $500 a session, will start going to like $750, $800 a session. And not everybody's going to order every time, but guess what? A bunch are, because they don't want to go and do the printing on their own, and you could do it. So if you signed up with us, you automatically connected with a print partner. Somebody's asking me in the chat. We use Bay Photo on the West Coast. We use Graphic Dimensions on the East Coast. They're both massive businesses, and it's glorious because you put the order in, the order gets printed, boxed, your logo gets slapped on the side of the box, it gets shipped to your customer. You touch nothing. You touch nothing, which is fantastic. So something to contemplate. But this is only like part of the coin. And I know you've read some emails, and yes, I am aware that we have an emailing problem. Okay, I'm trying to deal with it. I email all of you guys way too much. It's actually not me, it's members of my team, but we're working on it. But what you should do is go and get a demo. The demo is like sort of our little test driving the car, and they show you behind the scenes, all the bells, all the whistles, what the website looks like, how you can upload things, how you can do all those things. But I don't want you getting rid of the service-based portion of the business. You're going to need it, trust me.
Right. Okay.
That makes sense?
And right. And then do you take the portion of it, or you have to be a member and monthly fee, or
so we are
annual
part
fee?
website service, and yes, we offer websites, and then we are part postgraduate university that teaches art and photography, marketing, and business. And we don't ever stop doing that. We teach you how to market your art all year long. We never stop doing that. So we'll constantly be teaching you how to grow the business. And they'll show you this on the demo, but we have in-person classes like this all the time. We have playbooks on how to do absolutely everything. How to post on Instagram, how to post on Facebook, how to run a live art show, how to do your Facebook ads, how to do email marketing. We give you a calendar 365 days a year that tells you exactly what to do all the time. And all of that collectively, in addition to all the support and the tech support and everything else, is really what we do. It feels like a college. It's the easiest way to explain it. I mean, I do think it's a college. That's what it feels like.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you make if I need a website,
that's part of
then
it.
you
Yeah, you
create
get a website with us too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so after this, then I'm going to send you the email. Then I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about and how we can start it, right?
Yeah. What I would do is go and get a demo. You don't even have to fill out any forms. If you want us to have somebody contact you, we can have somebody contact you.
Okay.
Is that what you want? You want us to have somebody contact you?
Yeah, after
of course.
we finish this.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Okay, Prosper, you're up next. Go ahead.
Thank you. I really loved your presentation. It was fabulous.
Oh,
so
thank you. I appreciate that.
And I just found out about it literally like an hour ago, because I'm registered, I guess, to Art Storefront platform. But to be honest, I haven't really checked it out for whatever reason. But I have two questions.
Yes.
One is, okay, I have looked at some other platforms just briefly, because I do have my own website, but I haven't been able to successfully drive traffic there because I'm social media shy, but I'm trying to get out of that.
Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yeah, so I just started doing social media. But the question is, number one, I noticed when I have, started doing checking out different platforms, and I noticed that there was a number one issue that a lot of artists had with different platforms like this, is that their images were being stolen.
Yeah, and, so that is the biggest bunch of bullshit in the history of mankind, that people that have no idea what they're talking about tell people like you to dissuade you from taking any forward steps in your career. It is not happening. This business is so damn difficult to make it as is. There are not people that are running around stealing your images and making hundreds of millions of dollars. It just does not happen. Every single solitary time somebody says this to me, I'm like, okay, go ahead and tell me who it's happening to and to what effect. And everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that it's happened to. It is not happening happening. It is not an issue. You got 99 problems. This is not one. Period. Full stop. Take it off your mind. Done. Out of here.
Well, I love the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It infuriates me because it's like it plants these seeds of doubt that get you taking no forward steps in your business. Do not worry about that. Not a problem.
Yeah, because that's what's been making me nervous, to be honest. Okay, and the second question is that do artists get a discount to get a sample?
Yes.
Because I just need to know that, because keep in mind how I do business now is I literally use FedEx to print my work, and I'm able, before I ship it to my customer, I'm able to look at the print to make sure that it is quality. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then I ship it off. And so, I just need to know that what I uploaded to your platform, that the quality of the
you got no issues with quality. We used two of the most reputable printers in the entire United States.
So
zero quality issues.
So I'm in the New York metro area. So
yep.
Where's the closest printer at this in my area?
Georgia, I think is the one on the East Coast we use. I think they're in Georgia. But yeah, trust me, the print quality and the print permanence is a non-issue. Utter, total, and complete non-issue.
So how much of a discount for me? Because I know, keep in mind, everything costs. It costs to breathe. How much of a discount as me having having a store on your platform, that I'm able to get a discount just to get a sample so I can see it, to make sure that quality is there?
Yeah, the sample is super, super easy. I would just go to bayphoto.com and order a sample. And I wouldn't even order a sample, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even waste my time with it, because I'm telling you,
I don't want to buy a little I will the print it. I'm just using the word sample, but I will print it at the size that I normally would, what my normal size is just for selling print.
Yeah, I would read the reviews on Bayphoto. Just Google them, read the reviews, call them if you like, and then they'll be able to tell you. But I can promise you don't need to stress about the quality. It's sorted. It's another one of those things. Not a problem in the slightest.
So that's okay. One more question, and then because I know there's a lot of people that got a lot of questions. Okay, so the storefront, it's art storefront?
No. It's not a marketplace. So it's your website, right? So it'd be prosperparaboo.com, and then we would give you the software to run on that domain, so you own everything. And then
it's not a whole marketplace.
No,
it's just
no.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Prosper. Good questions. Okay, Sherry, I see your hands up too, but someone, who was it? Yeah, Sean. I gotta find Sean. Hold on, Sean did the. I'm gonna throw an emoji in the chat hand raise, but I got you. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I'm Zoom illiterate, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's all good. It's
apologize for doing it.
That's a good thing, because you still have all your mental faculties in order. Because let me tell you, when you're on My World and you're doing 10 of these things a day, your brain starts to get fried.
Gosh. Yeah, and I don't know about all those. So I laughed at your creatives don't have nervous breakdowns or midlife crises, because that's kind of what got me into doing this full time. I had a corporate job for 20 years and decided sitting at a desk, as the Kenny Chesney song says, alone and depressed was not going to be it for me. So, just a couple of things. I've been, kind of communicating with you guys. I just updated my store on Fine Art America, just FYI, full disclosure.
Yeah, no, all good. All good.
Definitely interested in what you guys are doing, and Bayphoto is great. I've done a few things with Bayphoto. So just give you a little bit about me. Right now, I live part-time in Texas, part-time in St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, with a long-term goal within 4 years to be down there full-time.
First world problems here, Sean. First world problems.
Exactly.
Hashtag first world problems.
That's not a problem. That's a blessing. So one of the things I'm really trying to do is, St. John is 65% national park and has ample opportunities to take images, sell them. There's
and it's
a
paradise.
Couple of it's beautiful. There's a couple of galleries, so it made me definitely think of your in-person sells, because the people can, while they're there on vacation, they walk in, and the guy has all kinds of stuff, and he does really well. So right now I'm going to have to do an online presence, and I'm struggling to get there. So I guess the question that I have, I like what I'm hearing as far as you guys are going to teach the sales and marketings, but do you have, you know, off the top of your head, you know, any metrics of people that have kind of come in like me that were not career artists?
Yeah.
Decide, okay,
I know where you're going. I know where you're going. It's a crystal ball question. It's a crystal ball question.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm not going to obviously hold you to that.
No,
but just,
it's important.
Success stories.
Yeah. It's important because like a normal analytical mind comes in and says, and there's varieties. And the varieties, let me just give them to you because it'll help expand your thinking. What are the best selling sizes? If I just know what the best selling sizes are, I'll have a great business. How many hours a week do I need to spend on my marketing? If I can just figure out what the hours a week on my marketing is, then I'll know how quickly I'll make it, right? What are the most popular selling this, that's, of the others? If I just add the most popular this, that's, of the others, it'll work. And to be honest with you, I wish it did work like that. The reason it doesn't work like that is because this is such a wacky business. It is such a mixed bag in terms of subject material and personality and niche selection and where you are geographically and how it all works out. The story that I always tell that I love, I have got a guy on the platform that has 1.3 million followers, 1.3 million on Instagram. Big deal. I've got a gal on the platform that has 5,000 followers on Instagram. She outsells him 10 to 1. How the hell do I explain that? All I want to do, my mind wants to go where yours is. Like, let me just divide number of email subscribers on the list and Facebook fans and Instagram followers and get dollar per subscriber and say, this is what you need and this is where it'll go. This is such a crazy business that everyone's story and journey is a little bit different. What I can say, though, is that once you learn the marketing and you consistently work at the marketing and you start grinding on the marketing, you are giving yourself the greatest chance of success. And I have a doodle. I have a doodle too, by the way. Mine's a doodle.
You can see him. Okay. Yeah. He's, well, on your social media, the one lady mentioned that she was social media shy, and I was talking with a guy at a local camera store in their print department the other day, and he said, you got to do it 3 times a day. And so I've made the commitment to, at least on that side, doing that. And, if it's 1 like or 20 or 1 million, well, whatever the case is, I think, like you said, that I think part of that is help in getting the attention, the base. I wrote that down, the pyramid there, that's the building
it's the whole ball game. So in your favor is the fact that you're going to be selling paradise, right? And selling paradise is always a lucrative niche. I'm sorry. I was just going to say that. So there's a couple of the guys that are really well known down there that sell their stuff, and they are the traditional paradise. So I'm figuring, okay, I need to differentiate myself a little bit. So I'm incorporating astrophotography. Yep.
And believe it or not, calendars down there for the people that love St. John. The calendars fly off the wall.
Amazing.
They sell them every year, and so I got to figure out, instead of just the bright greens and the blue hues, how do I differentiate myself? While people love that piece, I want to also be a little bit different. And so maybe I create some contrasty images. I do some astro where I'm still showing, maybe the water in the foreground, but you got the Milky Way behind and stuff like that. So I assume all that stuff is stuff that you
one click
helping clients with.
One click. So you'll be selling calendars day one. They're awesome too. I have one here. Let me show it to you. We're working on some new ones, but they're huge and they're like mega thick fine art paper. Like, I don't know if I can show it. These are stock images, but the beautiful thing about the way the world works now is that in my day, when I was coming up, and you and I are about the same age, I imagine, like, there was no such thing as POD, print on demand, by which I mean 0 inventory, 0 order minimums, none of it, right? You can just offer it, and if you get an order, it prints, it ships, it's done. And in our day, like, dude, you had to order 3,000 of them, right? And you had to like pay for the sampling process, and then you had to warehouse it, and then you have to ship them all. Now you don't have to do any of that, which is amazing, right? Which is totally amazing. So yeah, we can help you with all of it. You should get a demo, and after your business starts taking off, I accept invites to St. John's. I'll be honest with you, I am open to them.
Maybe we could do a negotiation. You send a group down and stay at our house, and
deal.
We'll just have a giant brainstorming session. I don't drink anymore, but you guys are welcome to have as much rum as you like, which is cheaper than milk down there, by the way.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm more of a cold beer guy. Yeah, thank you. All right, Sherry, you're up next. Go ahead, Sherry. And you'll need to unmute Sherry. I'll let you know when you get it.
Mute.
Yep,
There.
I gotcha. Yep, you unmuted and then you remuted, Sherry. So you'll need to hit the mic icon again. You got it before, so you're almost there. Yep.
Unmuting.
Gotcha.
Okay, finally.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all good. No, all good.
Okay, so I am primarily a marble sculptor.
Okay.
So
And by the way, I am sorry, shipping marble is not easy.
yeah, well, but it's the best when you finish it. I mean, it's
Oh, for sure it is. For sure it is.
But I mean, talk about a product that people don't know and it's hard to sell. It's expensive. It's fragile.
Yes.
All of those things. I also draw. But I have a website. It's Sherry Tipton Sculpture.
Mhm.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Sherry Tipton Sculpture. But I'm feeling like I need to add more drawing back in.
Okay.
That was my first love. And so I've been looking real hard at art storefronts, but I've hesitated because I haven't seen any sculptors. And so I was wondering what you'd say about representing a sculptor.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly where you're going on this. And number one, I would say, what do your price points start at in terms of the sculptures?
2,000.
Yeah, 2,000. So the thing that sculptors miss on, okay, and I find that this is like, it's like a disconnect. Like it's like the whole 4-hour work week nonsense, this, that, and the other, right? And the point is, you're gonna all of a sudden put your sculpture up on a website, and it's gonna sell fantastically, right? But what everyone, all the sculptors miss is your most important metric, okay, is not having people come to the website and buying something that costs $2,000 starting and goes up to wherever it goes up. Every one of those people wants to talk to you on the phone, okay? Every single solitary one. And so what we would do is we would take your website, and I'm gonna show you an example. So this kid, crazy talented, okay? He's in his, why isn't it screen sharing? Why is that derping out? Hold on, let me make sure. There we go. So this kid's crazy talented. Thank you, Sri. And he's like cornered the market on this ritzy place in Florida called Al's Beach, and his pieces start at like, I don't know, they're expensive and they go up to expensive. But when I come to his website, you can see call us at 850-739-9999, and then the other one is book an appointment, okay? And he's got his website connected to Calendly. I don't know if you know what this app is, but what it allows me to do is go right onto his calendar and book a time that works for me, right? Like he's got availability on the 25th, and I can just boom, book this. And he pretty much sells all of his art through this process, okay? And what you find in like the e-commerce world is that the minute that sales start getting above, like, call it 1,500, 1,700, maybe even above 1,000, most people don't just buy that stuff online. They want to have a phone conversation with somebody, or they want to jump into a Zoom call. So for you, we would skew your entire strategy on just getting into a Zoom chat with folks, exactly like we're doing here, where you explain, you know, ideally you have the piece behind you, or you can show some of the pieces, or you're on your cell phone. That's the most important metric to you to selling the sculpture, but you still have a marketing problem, right? You still have some marketing problem like anyone else has. So add the drawings, don't add the drawings. I love the sculptures because the commissions are really, really high. What I don't like are all these sculptors thinking that you're going to like just have this magical website that passively makes money. It does not exist in those high price points. It just doesn't. You need consultative Zoom calls, and you need people to be able to get on your calendar. And then we obviously need to mix in a little bit of, you know, pre-qualification that they can actually afford it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so what do you think about changing my social media and my website to be like Sherry Tipton Studio?
Oh, totally irrelevant. Doesn't matter in the slightest. Like, this is another one of the things like everyone gets hung up on. And, you know, I have to have a niche. Am I going to destroy my niche if I do this, that, or the other? And fundamentally what no one realizes is that Sherry Tipton is the brand as much as whether or not it's sculpture or drawings, right? People follow you because they like your creative eye on the world. People follow you because, you know, you're a dog person like Sean was, and it's like, oh, you've got a dog, I've got a dog. And then they start bonding with you that way, right? Like, your personality and who you are is as important to the brand, okay? Is wait a minute, she's just a sculptor and now she's an artist. I'm all confused. Said no one ever. Non-issue. Total non-issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be one thing also. If I have drawings and offer prints,
Mm-hmm.
then also that gets me into a better price point
Yes.
for.
Not only does it get you into a better price point, not everybody is ready to buy a sculpture all the time. Not everyone is ready to buy wall art all the time, right? And
Right.
that's why we're so pro merch, okay? And
Yeah.
merch is like one of the hot button topics of all hot button topics. It's like, I get so much pushback all the time from people that say like, merch, that tchotchke cheap crap chintzy stuff, I'm not selling it. It's gonna lessen my idea of who I am as an artist. To which I reply, tell me the last time, smarty pants, that you went to a museum that didn't have a gift shop. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Good point.
Go ahead and tell me. Tell me the last time that you went to a concert, okay, that didn't have a merch booth. Like, you have to separate the nonsense from your head and go. And this is very easy for me to say. Just to I'll finish my rant. Is everyone's followers, okay? Everyone on this call, everyone that ever does marketing, their followers fall into a socioeconomic bell curve, okay? On the low end of the bell curve, you have the low socioeconomic status. They can't buy everything, right? They don't have a ton of money. And then you get lower middle class, upper middle class, high net worth individuals, okay? That is the socioeconomic bell curve. The idea for a business is to have products that you can sell to anyone on the curve, right? And you, at a $2,000 price point, you are only hitting the high end of the curve, right?
Yeah.
So I need you to have those other products, because what it does is it gives you more of an ROI, return on investment, from all your marketing activities. And the other thing that I like explain to everyone, like calendars, kind of like what Sean was saying, are you going to make hundreds of millions of dollars on calendars? No, you're not. But do you know how someone who's a trained marketing person looks at it? A calendar is a Facebook ad that I staple into your kitchen wall that doesn't come down. I can't do that with a Facebook ad. The minute you come off Facebook, I can't get your attention, right? So, all of these other small things like, hey, Sherry, I love your creativity. I love what you're doing. I can't afford a $2,000 sculpture, but guess what? I'm pining for one. I'm lusting after one. But you know what I will do? I'll buy your calendar. I'll buy your art print. And that will be on my wall for the next 6 years until I have the socioeconomic income to actually be able to purchase one of those sculptures. And then guess who I'm going to buy it from? You, because you've been top of mind, because your calendar, your print has been on my wall for the last 10 years. That's the importance of it all.
Okay, that's great. Patrick, you answered my question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Sorry, I'm getting a little fired up on a Friday here, Sherry. But I
No.
I love sculpture. Contemplate that Zoom thing. Okay. Every sale you're doing is consultative. You just want to get on a Zoom call, start bonding, showing the sculptures, letting them know what makes Sherry tick, and it will drastically help you start selling immediately. I'm not kidding.
That's a great idea. Yeah, okay. I'm intrigued. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sherry. All right, Matthew, you're up next.
Hi.
Hey.
So I'm a photographer, and I guess my question is, a lot of this what you offer sounds like really awesome, but I guess what I'm wondering is how. I want to make it sound weird, but
no, go. I love weird.
Not necessarily how little time I can put in.
Yeah.
But because I have another business that I'm really working to grow, and this would be another one I'd like to do. And like photography, I've been doing for 10 years, and I'm never going to stop doing it, even if I don't, sell my artwork.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so my other business is my priority, but I would love to also get as much out of my photography as I can. So I guess, how do you see that? Do you have anybody else who's already doing that? Maybe.
80% of our customers have full-time jobs.
Oh, okay.
Straight up. And that is the nature of the art business. 20% are full-time artists. Of the batch that the 20% is in, many have supportive spouses that are encouraging them. A lot are in retirement, and that's the nature of this biz. And so I think if you love the photography, right, and you're like, I want this business to grow, and you're realistic, saying it's going to take me a while to cook this thing, right? But I want to start doing it now, because then when I start getting older and older and older, I'll have more and more income coming in from it, which is the right way to look at the business. It's less about the hours a week that you give me, and more about you writing the mental check that you're going to give me those hours 52 weeks a year for 3 to 5 years. Not kidding. If you can do that, if you could sign off on that, Patrick, my other business is doing great. It's killing it. I've got kids. I've got a life. I've got a dog, the whole thing. I can give you 3 hours a week. And I'm like, Matt, watch what will happen if you give me 3 hours a week, okay, for 52 weeks a year for 3 years. You'll have a business on your hands. You have a business on your hands. So if you can write that mental check of the hours, you're good to go. If you can't, if you know yourself and you're like, I'm going to get wishy-washy, then don't do it. Keep it as a hobby.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. It moves mountains when you do it week after week after week. But you know what's funny is what you'll find is that because you're passionate about it and you want to do it, everyone tells me the hours they're going to give me, right? I'm going to give you such and such hours a week, and that's all I can give. And then somewhere around like month 3 or 4, you're in the depths. You're like, nothing's working. No one's responding. No one's bought anything. My business sucks. And then all of a sudden something happens and pop. It fills up the emotional gas tank that all of us need as entrepreneurs. And then all of a sudden, instead of giving me 2 hours a week, you're giving me 4. I'm like, Matt, where'd these hours come from? Right? You know, you end up getting the wind beneath your sails a little bit and it starts going. But if you're willing to do that, and what is the other business, by the way? Is it people that know, like, and trust you? Or are you doing, like, if you don't mind me asking?
It's I'm an improv teacher, so it's a business I'm working on growing right now.
No way, you're an improv teacher too. You would crush the live art shows. One of our greatest guys on our outreach, which is code for sales team, is a stand-up comedian, and he is so good on the phones I can't even begin to tell you. And the reason I bring that up is I assume you are an actor then if you're teaching improv. Yes.
I can. I've done more behind the camera than in front of it, but
yeah. I respect that too. I would like to go back to those days. You'll be great on live art shows.
Yeah, probably.
But as a final, because I know it's been a hobby, and this is an important test, so answer honestly. Have you, Matthew, sold art to people not named mom, dad, brother, family, sister, friends?
Yeah, but not for much.
Yeah, that's okay. But you sold to strangers.
Yeah.
That's
stock photography.
Oh, stock photography. Yeah. Not the prints, but you need to get some prints going. But yes, I think you think about that. Like, you know, are you willing to give it that time? Can you give it that time? If you do, then I think you're good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Next. Already, when I saw you said Charlie. All right, Charlie, you're up next. Go ahead, Charlie.
All right. Hey, Patrick, I've been talking to Ivona in the background.
Yep.
And my question is there a catalog or a list or some way I can get my arms around the services that you offer? And what I'm thinking about are things like, you know, we talked about collector management. And to me, that means both here's the mailing list, but also here's who owns what, that kind of thing. And the date of the sale and the amount of the sale and all that stuff. Is there a database that you guys suggest or support in that area? Do you do collector list management? Do you do mailing list management?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do web hosting? Do you do web design? Do you do professional contacts? So like if I needed a photographer for my work in my area, is there a way I can work through you to get that set up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you support the idea of artist networks, like people on this call who may have something to talk about with each other?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a forum where we can do that and share ideas, share markets, share intelligence, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
And also, just as an aside, the thing about Zoom, right? For free Zoom, depending on where you are, only lasts for 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, but you're getting bogged down in the weeds. Doesn't matter if you're making sales, right? Also, like, it could be Zoom, it could be FaceTime, it could be Microsoft Teams, it could be Google. There's free ones too, right?
Okay.
Like, yeah. I know where your mind's going and what you're stressing about. What I can tell you is the answer is yes to most of those questions. But also the answer is you're stressing about all the things that are easy. The only thing that matters is making sales. You make sales.
Okay, so
you know, that's the only problem that's difficult to solve. All the rest of that is so super easy. The collector list, the email list, the photographer, the community. We have all of that.
You have all of that. That's my question. Mm-hmm. So how much of this do I have to build myself, and how much of this can I get from you?
Yeah. So you should get a demo because I'll walk you through the whole process. But yes, the website is done. You know, we have templated websites that work. We have 5,700 customers, so we know exactly what works. All you have to do is upload your logo, upload your pieces, write an about me section, and you're into active marketing. Okay, so the website's done. Hosting's done. We have
is it my website with my URL, or is it your website?
No.
Okay.
Artist owns everything with us, like literally everything. We recommend that you use MailChimp. MailChimp's a third party service provider.
Yep.
That will change in time because we're going to build our own internal marketing automation, and that'll eventually change. But use MailChimp in the short term. We have a private Facebook group that all of our customers are in, and the intel sharing all the time is crazy. And it's like, it's been really fun to see because we're to the point now where there's like we have like 45 artists that are in the dog niche, right? And so they're all riffing on like what are the dog things, right? And so there's all that going on cross disciplinary. The collector list management is super easy. You can teach you how to do that in 24 hours. Treat them like they're staying in the Four Seasons. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else particular that you popped out. How have you gone about selling up till now?
It's been, in person. It's been a couple of shows, and it's really, we spend way more time creating the work than selling the work.
You're not alone in that department, Charlie. Don't worry.
Yep.
Yeah. But you need to fix it, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So I love that.
So how do I quantify the things I've been asking? How do I find, like you mentioned the demo? Is that
yeah. So we have a demo process. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you fill out any form. We have your information. I'll have somebody call you.
Okay.
And it's like it's an hour Zoom call, and they walk you through everything, all the behind the scenes stuff, the website. They'll tell you all the pricing, all the plans, all the stuff that I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thank
Charlie.
you.
Have a great weekend, brother. All right. Who else has got questions? There's like 50 of you on here. Someone's going to have to step up. There's no way we got so many shy ones. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start. Okay, there we go, Jenny. That's exactly the kind of Friday attitude I'm talking about, Jenny. Thank you. Jenny, you're up next.
I just started doing some nature wildlife photography the last few years. I moved out to Colorado, and it inspired me because
it's beautiful.
Because it's Colorado.
Yeah.
I have mountains out my window right here.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you have a serious headset and gaming chair, so we probably need to talk about that on a side note. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm a Salesforce administrator full time. So I've got my full time gig that I sit at this desk all day, every day. And then I go take pictures of birds, and elk and bison and all kinds of goodies. So I haven't really, everyone kept saying, sell your things. And it's like, finally I gave in. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me start throwing some things out.
Hold on. I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
When they say sell your things, the next time that you hear that, and I do not want you to miss one single solitary opportunity. Yeah, this is for sale. I take Venmo, PayPal, cash, check, COD, Bitcoin, however you want to do this. Which one do you want to buy? Make me an offer. Always do that.
Yeah.
Always do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's friends and family. Oh, that's a great picture. You should sell it. You should do. And I hesitated for a long time because I was like, I don't want to make the photography not fun anymore.
Totally.
Like I'm sure tons of artists have this, like, I don't want to make it a job and make it not fun anymore and then have to do the thing. So I sold one calendar to a coworker, a couple calendars to my mom, but that's about the extent of it. Looks like to get going here, we want to, have some proof of sales and like actually do it. So my question is, I have a full-time job. I've got, normal things. How do I get that? I guess it's get the attention and keep driving people to the places, the Fine Art America, create calendars online.
First things first, you have to know for sure that you have a product the market wants. And so when I say you have to sell work to people not named mom, dad, brother, that's the important thing. The easiest way to do that is commit to a local show. Okay, there's tons of them in Colorado.
Right.
Get enough work printed that you can man the booth, get into the booth and give it a shot, right? And see what happens and see whether or not the subject material resonates and that you sell to strangers. Practically speaking, when you sell to strangers, you go from not knowing whether or not the subject material you're focusing on is working to, okay, you have a business here. Now you have to just start working on the marketing, right? And you know what's funny about the whole thing too, that like no one ever talks about. Like everyone like, oh, I went to photography school, or it's a hobby, or I went to art school, or it's always been a hobby. No one ever tells you actually how to monetize these things and how the real world works, right? You could have a bunch of photos, okay? You could be a really talented photographer, and you could have a bunch of photos, and you could go try and sell them, and it could be freaking crickets. No one buys anything, and immediately you're going to be like, I guess I'm just not that good. I guess this really is just a hobby. I'm going to quit. Pablo Picasso, when he died, had 45,000 unsold works in his inventory. 45,000. You know what that guy was doing? He was firing a whole lot of arrows. And do you know what some of those arrows did? They missed the target. And do you think he quit? Nope. He's like, okay, they're not buying that. Let me go do the next thing. Let me go do the next thing. Let me go do the next thing. And that's how you get there. But the reason I bring up you have to sell to strangers is what some people do is they're like, and tell me on this call if any of you guys have heard this. We can start with Jenny's. Everyone tells me I need to do this and I need to start this business, right? Or I post and I get so many likes and comments and shares I can't begin to tell you. Or I put a video on TikTok and got 350,000 views. Okay, that company is owned by the Chinese. They are lying. Or I was in a juried art show and I won jury of the show. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just going to assume you said this, Jenny, even though you didn't. Okay, Jenny. Okay, I'm going to come to your house right now in Colorado, pick you up. Okay, we're going to go down to the ATM in your local town, and you show me the button on the ATM machine that says likes, comments, and shares. Or you show me the button on the ATM machine that shows I was in a juried show, or that everyone tells me I should start a business. There is no button on the ATM machine for any of those things because they are not real. The only thing that is real is when the almighty credit card comes out of the almighty wallet, gets slid to buy your work, right? And so until you pass that barrier, you're never going to know whether or not the product that you have is what everyone wants. And so I want you to do a local fair or show. I want you to commit to it today. I want you to research this weekend in that beautiful gaming chair, a show that's coming up in your area recently. I want you to commit to it in a month's time. I want you to go through your work, friends, family, significant other, whatever. Here's what I think our best sellers would be. What do you guys think? Okay, great. Print 20 of them. Go get in that booth and see what happens.
Cool. All right, thanks. And here for just for funsies, this is my everyday.
Oh, I'm digging it. I am on board. I'm on board. This is one of the greatest things about Zoom is like we all get this like little window into our world. What part of Colorado is it?
I'm in Evergreen, so I'm about 40 minutes west of Denver.
40 minutes west of Denver. Awesome. I had a bachelor party a month ago. Or no, I mean 6 months ago now in Denver, and I had such a blast. Oh my gosh, it's my first time there. Why they leave those scooters outside of the bars, I will never know. I don't know whose idea that was. That was really a bonehead move, but I enjoyed it so much. Can't even begin to tell you.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Okay, and tell me how it goes. I want you to do it though. Are you going to commit to doing it?
Yep. If I don't, my husband and his family have already told me that they are doing one for me.
Ivona, put her email on the list for me. I'm going to follow up with her in 2 weeks' time. If we don't have a show booked, I'm going to come after her. Okay, I will come after you with a combination of carrot and stick. Commit to the show, do it, get it done. If you do, alternatively, if you do have a decent following on social media, are you active on socials or no?
I'm on socials. I've got not a ton. I've got about 100 on Instagram. So it's still not a lot, but it's some.
You can sort of do. So what I'm going to send you guys after the fact is, and I'm so pro live art show I can't even begin to tell you. You guys saw me rant in like a little pre-recorded video, but where the hell is it? Oh, here. So this is like the page I'm going to send you after the fact, and it's how to run a live art show. It's a quick start guide. Okay, here's all the how you can do it, the where, the why you should do it. My little rant about why it's great. I give you real figures, real artists, their real social media following, them talking about it, and how successful they've been at doing it. And you can 100% do this without leaving that beautiful balcony that you just showed me. And I send you, there's a guide here. You don't even have to email opt-in or any of that nonsense. I walk you through the entire thing from start to finish, okay? The equipment you need, by the way, you already all have it. It's a phone, inventory and pricing, how to get paid, where to stream the show, the actual show, how to announce the show, bonus content, what to do after the fact. So I'm going to send you that, and you can contemplate doing that, and you can maybe even do that as like a little baby step ahead of time. Now, I realize it's going to be all family and friends, but guess what all family and friends do? All family and friends share it, and they tell their friends that like just got a new apartment, right, or just moved to Denver and is in need of art. Like, oh my gosh, do you know Jenny? Like she's doing this, that, and the other. So that's how it starts. You can do that too.
Cool.
Okay. I'm following up though. I'm coming after you. I want committed, Jenny. All right. Who else? Questions on a Friday? This is my third Zoom call with these. I've not received a link to any of the replays meetings that I've attended. Oh, that's not good, Dave. Did you really not receive any of the recent ones? That sucks. I do have one colleague out that was responsible for the emailing. Okay. I will make sure that the email goes today. I'm going to send a message today. Will you make sure replay goes? Dave was on earlier calls, and he's like, the email didn't go on Wednesday, and he was on the Wednesday. People saying it didn't. I have one colleague, April, that normally does it, and we've literally been talking about this as a business. Like, we need to build redundancy into what we're doing. No. Okay. I just got follow-up, Dave. It did go on Wednesday. You've either unsubscribed or something weird is going on. But I'll send you guys, like, look, I'll send you guys all the link right now. You don't even have to wait for it because it's more or less the exact same page with just a different video. But just in case anyone's got to bounce now or do anything, just take this link, click it. It's in the chat, click it, and there's all the links on there, and you can follow it and go through all of it. It'll be super helpful. Good call. All right. Okay, who else? Final questions before we wrap it up. One other thing I forgot to mention too is that normally you request a demo, they schedule a time, they go through all that song and dance. We are running a group demo, 2 of them tomorrow. So you don't have to sign up for anything. It's just a Zoom call like this. You can just pop in, watch the thing, get all the pricing, get all the information, get all the everything. Let me get the times. What are the times? I'll know in 2 seconds. Hold on. And we'll email you about it because we email you about everything. 11 a.m. CST, 1 p.m. CST. That's tomorrow on Saturday. So if you guys have time and you're like, yeah, I want to see the demo, but I don't want to fill out that annoying form or do any of that nonsense, you can pop onto these things tomorrow at 11 at 1 p.m. CST, and they'll totally walk you through it. So, all right. That's what we got. That's what I've got anyway. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, I should say. All right. Oh, wow. Who is this? Recovering Creative. You just got to the top of my awesome list. Just signed up for their service this month, and yes, it's awesome as Patrick is always saying it is, okay? Flattery will get you everywhere with me. That is fantastic. Thank you. All right. That's what I've got. I want all of you guys to have fantastic weekends. I promise the replay email will come. My colleague is like coming at me, Dave, because I told him, "Are you been sending these replays?" And he's like, "They always say that." You got me in a fight, Dave. You got me in a fight on a Friday afternoon here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna email you the replay. If you just found out of us today, don't worry about it. We're gonna be here. We're not going around anywhere, right? But if you've been following us for a little bit, you sort of think like these guys might know what they're talking about, definitely go get the demo or go to the group demo on the weekend. And then you get to see all the bells and whistles, and if you can decide if it's for you. If it's not, don't worry. They'll never call or bother you again. We'll leave it at that. We'll see Jenny at an art show in the next 2 weeks and or 3 weeks at a push. And then we go from there. But I appreciate all you guys. I want all of you to have a fantastic weekend. Good luck, and hope to see you on the inside or the outside or come to another session. Bye now.